What's going on, ladies and gents? Kagas here and welcome back to another video. Today, we're diving into Digimon Beatbreak episode 28 titled Gifts. I feel like this episode is one of those new arc has officially begun type episodes. We got new characters, a brand new organization, and just mystery stacked on top of mystery. I'm not even gonna lie, I feel like this episode gave us more questions than answers. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right on into it. The episode begins with Tomo over here goes on to visit Asuka in the hospital, right? They were goofing off, and I like that they were very proud, especially Gekkomon, getting this perfect level, Monarch Lizamon, how they could beat Gekkomon's ass now, butchering the names, annihilate Edge, having these jets that let them fly, which is really cool to be honest, because I don't really remember the previous season be this hype, achieving new forms like, you know the Imperial Dramon Fire Mode fusion that we did the other day? That laser was crazy. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So that kind of cool to see. And dude, Tomer correcting him every time is hilarious. And this is where we straight up meet this new character, Miharu Kagemori. And the first thing she says after lifting up Gekkomon was, "What a beautiful Digimon." Okay, not to ruin the mood or anything, but let's be real. It's a green lizard with a glove on and got his tongue out. And that's about that. Hey, if it's your vibe, then it is what it is. But maybe she was talking about how pure his heart is, right? Let's put it that way. She did say that his E-Pulse must be beautiful as well. And good to know you could raise someone up using E-Pulse. That's new. It might just work for the right people. Or just she the weird one? Who knows? She did mention something about Digimon similar to programs, where just by looking at the code of a such program, or Digimon in this case, reveals the hearts of the owner. And immediately, she hits Tomoro with a pretty heavy question. Do you see Digimon as a glitch? Now, if we go by the world's logic, Digimon are born from the glitch in Sapotama, so technically, yeah, you could call them a glitch here. But Miharu over here seems to reject that idea completely. She basically says if Digimon are considered a glitch, then maybe the world itself is the one that's broken. And then she just leaves, right? But of course, with a little warning. Right? Like she says that both of them should immediately get away from the hospital, as if she know that something's gonna happen. And I'm sitting here like, wait, what? And I'm not gonna lie, I didn't fully understand everything she was saying at first, but I feel like the core of her character is pretty clear. She genuinely cares about Digimon, and she hates how they're treated like disposable errors. Also, yeah, she's way more of a mysterious character than I expected, and I love her voice and the way she speaks, so soft-spoken, or more so, dignified, if you will. Yeah, definitely someone to keep an eye on. Then we get into this serial killer doll murder case, and this one is dark. We got 3 victims, and each time there's a doll left behind that recreates how they died. That's honestly kind of disturbing. So Glowing Dawn gets called in. Rena was saying like, if you're facing a serial killer, why call us, right? And turns out, culprit is connected to Gekkomon, a perfect level Digimon with a big bounty too. And since Tomoro was already in the hospital, he get to meet Kashiwagi first, the guy that was targeted by Gekkomon, and Tomoro went there and confronts it. They fight. Arma Lizamon gets completely shuts down. Interesting moves there too. And I don't know if it's a sudden thing and they didn't immediately went to Monarch Lizamon, but okay. I feel like perfect evolution isn't something you can just casually trigger whenever you want. It probably needs more stronger emotion, right? Or maybe just getting used to it. And also, the relationship between Harley Quinn over here and Gekkomon is interesting. She kind of worships Gekkomon from what it seems like, and that's not normal, right? Usually it's partnership type thing, not devotion. And honestly, I could totally see that happening with some Digimon, you know? And I don't know if this might connect back to Miharu somehow. Like, this idea of placing Digimon above humans, it feels related. I don't know, maybe not directly, but there's something there. So Kashiwagi, the guy being targeted, is working in transporting hazardous materials. And because of that, Gekkomon keeps going after him. But then this episode just goes completely insane. Harley Quinn shows up again with dolls at the hospital. And Gekkomon, dude crashes with a truck from the highway straight to the hospital. That is crazy. Plants explosive underground and tries to blow up the entire building. At that point, I was like, this is not just murder anymore. This is war crimes. And yeah, perfect level Digimon, the scale is just different, right? But then, Tomoro hears that the hospital might get blown up. And he hears it from Makoto with Kageromon hacking the server. I don't know, but he looks pretty dope there. It fit him, like we definitely needs a computer like that for Makoto in Glowing Dawn, right? And so, now that Asuka is in danger, and right there, Arma Lizamon evolves into Monarch Lizamon. So earlier, I said perfect evolution might not be something you can trigger easily, and we kind of needed a stronger emotion, specifically intense emotional spikes, because that's what it seems like to me, right? Tomura wanting to protect Asuka, and that surge pushes his E-Pulse high enough to evolve. That's what it feels like to me. Also, Monarch Lizamon, still insanely cool. The impact frame, him throwing Gekkomon like that. And for Gekkomon too, not gonna lie, he kinda get a clean impact frame right there. And you know who else did a great job this episode? Yup, Murasamemon. Not only did he manage to block the truck, he protect Kyo and Mr. Kashiwagi in an instant, and that was cool. And Tomura dropping the explosive truck into the mirror world, that was such a smart play, not gonna lie. So they defeat Gekkomon right there, and it should be a happy ending, right? But then we get the news that Kashiwagi, the guy we just saved, has committed suicide. Yeah, nope. I don't buy that for a second. I feel like this was 100% staged. He was killed, and probably by a Digimon. Then we get the real twist that those hazardous materials that they was transporting, they were Digimon, captured by the ministry, sent to World Union facilities, and basically disposed of. Yep, and that changes everything. And now Kyo's actions makes way more sense now. The reason he doesn't hand over baby stage Digimon and instead protects them in his own facility in Nirinso. He probably already knew this all was happening, but just not knowing how they do that, probably. And then we have the gift, right? A mask leader, and seems that the Harley Quinn chick and Gekkomon seems to be part of gift too. Looking at their Sapotama, got the gift icon and all that. So yeah, it looks like a small but organized group. And if their goal is to fight for Digimon rights, then here's the interesting part. With all the Gekkomon final lines over here, and it all lines up perfectly with Miharu over here. Both are against Digimon being treated as glitches, right? Both are against them being disposed of. So now comes the big questions here. Is Miharu part of Gift, or is she part of a completely different faction? Because if it's the later, then we might be dealing with multiple opposing ideologies here. And that's where things get really interesting. Honestly, this episode felt exactly like a new arc opening. Not many answers, but a ton of a setup. And I love it, dude. And I feel like from here on out, things are going to escalate fast. And next episode, apparently we're getting a dressed up Reina. Well, not complaining. And Vamdemon too? Look, I'm gonna call it right now that we are definitely getting a Priestimon's perfect level. I do not know if it's going to be a two-parter episode. We'll have to see. Because we saw Rose 2 over here, and I'm definitely looking forward to that. So guys, what are your thoughts on this episode? What are your thoughts on Miharu Kagemori? And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate that. Thanks for watching, and as always, this is Kage signing off. Stay sharp, and I'll catch you on to the next one. Peace.